Hi, I'm Gabriel Craig. I'm a metalsmith, writer, and craft activist. I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about Ethical Metalsmiths. In 2005, I became aware of Ethical Metalsmiths through their educational efforts. However, it wasn't until 2007 that I tried to use ethically sourced materials in my own work. In 2008, I was the Green Resources Coordinator for the Society of North American Goldsmiths. One of my goals was to try and collect information that jewelers could use to source materials ethically. I later went on to write an article for Metalsmith magazine called Seeing Green, which was about the current state of green jewelry. In 2009, I participated in Radical Jewelry Makeover 4 at the Penland School of Crafts. Ethical Metalsmiths educational programming, like Radical Jewelry Makeover, exists as a resource for students to help them find ethically sourced materials while also giving them the knowledge and tools to work responsibly. Radical Jewelry Makeover gave me the courage to use only recycled material in my work. And since that moment, I haven't really looked back. Through the education I've received over the past 5 years, both directly and indirectly from Ethical Metalsmiths, I've been able to positively affect the choices that other jewelers are making about the materials they use. In 2010, I was teaching at the Savannah College of Art and Design, and I encouraged some students to actually go gold prospecting in order to really understand where the material they are using comes from. Here's their story.
My dad is a chef for the army in Afghanistan, and he would go to the market every weekend or so and he started collecting stones for me, and he sent them to me for my birthday a couple years ago and was just like, why don't you go make jewelry? I was a painting major at the time. And I was like, all right, I'll give this a go. And I changed my major and started metals and jewelry, and I love it.
I first got into jewelry because I really miss the hands-on aspect of making things yourself. When I discovered where materials came from, it was pretty much a big shock. I had no idea that it was quite that intense. And it definitely made me think about how I use materials, where I get materials from, my studio practice in general.
Like Kristen, before I had no idea. I had never thought about it. It never entered my mind. It's kind of strange since I work with it every day, but I didn't. I never thought about it. So we went on this mining trip in North Carolina, and when we got there, they had 2 huge piles of dirt. What are the machines called that they use?
The sluices.
And we just shoveled dirt into there, and it cleaned off the rocks.
Pay dirt drops to the bottom.
And then we extracted the gold at the bottom. We panned it, and so much work for so little.
Yeah. It was kind of eye-opening to be there all day, working all day, and you get this much. Definitely makes you think about the whole process in terms of a hands-on, in terms of somebody actually doing it, and then in terms of how they do it in the industry and how different it is.
So when you buy your metal from wherever, a corporation or a business, it's always important to know where they're getting their metal from and if they're ethically mining it or if they're not. I'm asking for everyone's old jewelry for Christmas to melt it down.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I would love to try, I want to work with this material, with gold, with silver, with all the metals, but I want to do it in a responsible way, so possibly by melting my own or doing however I can to reuse stuff that's already out there, because there is plenty out there. I know it is.
And indeed, Ethical Metalsmiths is working to bring responsibly sourced materials to the jewelers who want to use them. Without Ethical Metalsmiths, I would never have become aware of the environmental cost of metal mining, and Alex and Kristen wouldn't have a story to tell. My sincere hope for the future is that jewelers will have access to sustainable practices and materials. Ethical Metalsmiths is a vital part of that effort. It's up to us to change how jewelry making is practiced and to make it sustainable for future generations. It's time to change things.